would like to call the Prince William County School Board to order. A motion is in order for the approval of closed session agenda.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Wilk,
I move that the Prince William County School Board approve the closed session agenda as recommended.
have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Deutsch seconds. Please vote. Or any discussion, please vote.
The vote is 5 yes, 3 not present at vote. Trenum, Satterwhite, and Williams, motion passed.
Thank you. Moving on to the motion to enter closed session. A motion is in order.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Wilk,
I move that pursuant to Virginia Code Sections 2.2-3711 that our school board enter closed session for the following reasons. 1, to discuss and consider the assignment, appointment, performance, disciplining, and resignation of specific employees, appointees, officers of our school board under Virginia Code Sections 2.2-3711A1 and A2 to discuss, consult legal counsel regarding requests for religious exemptions pertaining to specific students under Virginia Code Sections 2.2-3711A2 and 8, and 3, to consult with legal counsel regarding specific legal matters and actual probable litigation under Virginia Code Sections 2.2-3711A7 and 8.
Second.
Ms. Ralston seconds. Any discussion? Please vote.
The vote is 5 yes, 3 not present at vote. Trenum, Satterwhite, and Williams, motion passed.
Prince William County School Board will now enter closed session and return to open session in approximately 1 hour. Thank you.
Well, nope, we're reconvening. Prince William County School Board is now returning from open session. Dr. Lateef had a personal matter, so it's an honor, as my last meeting as the vice chair, to run this meeting tonight. So we are going to move to the adoption of the closed session consent agenda. A motion is in order.
Mr. Chairman, I move the adoption of the closed session consent agenda.
Mr. Chair.
Do I have a second?
You can't second.
No, I said, do I have a second? Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Deutsch, thank you. Ms. Ralston, thank you. Go ahead and vote.
The vote is 5 yes, 2 not present at vote. Jesse, Williams, and 1 absent, Lateef, motion passed.
Thank you, Ms. Simpson. Moving on to closed session certification, a motion is in order.
Mr. Chairman, I move that pursuant to Virginia Code 2.2-3712, the closed session of the Prince William County School Board meeting December 4, 2019 be certified by adopting the following resolution. Now therefore be it resolved that the Prince William County School Board hereby certifies that, to the best of each member's knowledge, one, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements were discussed in the closed meeting to which certification resolution applies, and 2, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard and discussed or considered by the school board.
Thank you, Mr. Deutsch-Coles. Do I have a second?
A second.
Thank you, Ms. Ralston, Neabsco. Any discussion? Okay, let's vote, please.
I have everybody? Okay, are you ready? The vote is 5 yes. 5 yes, 2 not present at vote. Jesse, Williams, 1 absent, Lateef, motion passed.
Thank you, Ms. Simpson. In response to our community request to hear more about the many good things happening in our school division and our schools, we have continued to kick off our meetings this school year with Positively PWCS presentations. Tonight's Positively PWCS highlights some unique programs offered at one of our high schools. Dr. Waltz will introduce our presentation.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Wilkes. I am excited to welcome Matt Mathewson, the new principal of Garfield High School, who is here tonight to share information on what Garfield is doing to ensure students are prepared for college, the military, a career, or a trade through the many unique programs offered at the school. Mr. Matheson.
Good evening. Thank you. And thank you to the board and Dr. Waltz for allowing me to share tonight. Since being named the principal of Garfield High School this summer, I've been extremely impressed by the outstanding staff and students I've had the opportunity to meet and to work with. This evening, I'd like to share just some of those many amazing opportunities available to students at Garfield High School. Our vision is to educate globally minded thinkers who are future ready. In this video, you'll get to hear from students about how the plumbing, Marine Corps JROTC, and other programs are preparing them to meet their future life and career goals. Roll video, please.
My name is Corey Wilson, and I am involved in the plumbing program at Garfield High School in Prince William County. I've had many opportunities to work in the plumbing field, and last summer I actually went and worked for Crop Metcalf in residential. And then I moved on from that business, and I went to a different company. And my company now is Crouch Plumbing. Richard S. Crouch Plumbing. Make sure if you need any plumbing, call them. And everything we do is roughing and commercial, which I personally like better. So I liked so in the plumbing program, they will give you multiple opportunities to see what you like, because they don't just make you do one specific type of job. We have our plumbing lab has roughing areas, and it has areas for house calls, so you can learn how to do plumbing under sinks, in showers and all that stuff.
Hey, my name is Alex Rivas, and I'm a junior in Garfield High School. This is my second year in plumbing, and all I can say that this course actually helps me a lot, and it's helping me preparing for my future, because my dad works in electricity, and I'm planning to expand that company, not just electricity but plumbing as well.
My name is Gina Botero. I am a senior at Garfield High School and in the program JROTC. I am a Hispanic girl, which usually I thought that I couldn't join JROTC because it would be something really hard for me, and my family also thought that. But it actually helped me develop more leadership, and it helped me maintain my goal into learning English and staying in the right path within the school. My plan is to join the military. I plan to enlist by July, at least the end of this year after I graduate. And this program is not only for me to go to the military, but there's also my friends who are going to go to a 4-year college.
The program helps me deal with self-discipline and organization. It also allows me to deal with people in a different way. I've learned to use tact, which is dealing with people without creating offense. My overall demeanor has completely changed if you were to judge me 4 years ago. After high school, I plan to go to a 4-year university and major in computer science. This just goes to show that ROTC is not just for the military route. There are people who are taking a military route, people taking a college route. The ROTC is there to just show you all of your options after high school.
I'm Aubrey Tiger Shulman. I'm an LE2. This is my second year at Garfield, and I don't know. I started ROTC just because I wanted to build my self-confidence, and it's definitely done that for me. I have a lot more confidence in myself and a lot more self-discipline, and I think that's been really helpful in my education. My time management has gotten so much better, which is really helpful because I can stay on track with my assignments, and I'm able to have the confidence when I'm giving presentations, stuff like that. So I think it's really helpful.
Hi, my name is Lauren LaFerry. I'm a senior here at Garfield High School. I'm a second-year leadership student, and student leadership has helped me will help me in my future as I've gained better communication skills, better organizational skills, and I've become more open-minded when taking in advice of other people.
This class helps me because I plan to own my own record label in the future, and it puts me in positions where I have to make thought-through decisions that will affect the bigger picture.
My name is Gavin Bassett. I'm an IB-CP student. I'll be taking 7 IB exams, and I plan on majoring in computer science. Personal professional skills has really helped me develop soft skills for the workplace.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Wamani. I'm a senior in Garfield High School, currently an IB-CP student. I am in the pathway for for the business field, and the course has taught me and has given me a much more confidence in what the workforce has to offer to me, and it has helped me prepare for the future in the business field.
Thank you. So through the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program and Career Program and our many other opportunities and programs, Garfield High School is committed to making sure all of our students graduate college, career, and trade ready. We are also very excited to announce plans to offer new programs in criminal justice and environmental engineering next year, and to continue to increase our career-focused offerings in the future. Thank you for your continued support and for the opportunity tonight to share about just some of the many exceptional programs at Garfield High School. Thank you.
Ms. Ralston, would you like to?
I just want to thank you for coming in today and having wonderful things to say, because you're new, and I kind of get a little worried and hope that we haven't overdone it for you. So I appreciate you being here, and thank you very much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Ms. Williams?
I just want to echo Ms. Ralston's comments. I don't know that you're necessarily new, maybe just new to Garfield, because I know you were at another school before then. But I hear constantly, nothing but high praise from you, from your student body, from the parents. Your love of students and love of education clearly comes first, because that's the feedback that I hear constantly from the community. People are very proud to attend Garfield, and your leadership, I know that this is your first year there, but it's been outstanding, and just another shining example of a proud Prince William County High School. So thank you for all the things that you've done at Garfield, and that I know you will continue to do.
Thank you very much. All I can say is that we have a very strong team, a great staff, and great students.
Ms. Jessie?
Jennifer Jessie and Jessica Jessie attended Garfield, and I think they're going to be employable, and they won't have to stay at home forever, and I appreciate it. I have to tell you that Jennifer went to Virginia Tech and walked in with so far ahead of everyone. She was in your IB program there. And I've watched you at Woodbridge High School. I also saw you during the summer school program that you orchestrated. And your Hall of Fame breakfast that you had, it was done in such a professional fashion. I didn't see everything this evening, but I just want to thank you for all that you do for Garfield High School. And to the students, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I just want to add, thank you, Ms. Jessie, and I published an op-ed with help of Ms. Sculata about the benefits of career tech, workforce readiness, apprenticeships, and programs like that. It was outstanding to see the highlight of the program with the welding and the other areas, and I like your slogan, college career, trade ready. I think, or I call it life ready in many cases. With your background coming from Michigan, not to be biased, understanding the workforce and understanding the reality that not every student needs a 4-year college degree, I think it's awesome and amazing that you're expanding these opportunities. I know you've talked about possibly expanding culinary arts and providing other programs in your building, and I think, working with Ms. Ralston, I think the upcoming board can definitely continue supporting those expansions and programs that you're going to offer your students with these pathway alignments in your programs. So I'm very impressed with what you guys are doing.
Thank you very much. I look forward to it.
Thank you. After a pause, I would like to call this meeting of the Prince William County School Board to order. We are going to move to invocation and pledge of allegiance. Before that, there will be a moment of silence at the request of Miss Lori Williams of the Woodbridge District. Okay, thank you. We're now going to move to the Pledge of Allegiance. Do we have any students in the audience who would like to lead us in the pledge? Oh, there we go. Okay, young man, come on up. If you, Yeah, come on. It can be a team effort, please. It's all about collaboration here, right, Dr. Waltz?
Yes.
Give me 1 second.
And after the pledge, if you guys would say your name and the school you go to, we'd appreciate that.
Ready? Say, I pledge allegiance. It's okay, here, I'll do it with you. Could do it together. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Young man, where do you go to school? And young lady?
Patriot High School.
Patriot High School. Thank you. Oh, Dr. Waltz to the rescue.
W. Fitzgerald.
We're going to let him see
Oh, he wants we.
so we can get on the camera.
Oh,
We need you to get on the camera. Okay, man? You did a good job.
nice.
There you go. Tell him who you are.
What's your name again, and where do you go?
I'm Audrey. I go to W. Fitzgerald.
Nice job. Okay, all the good purity of the world. Now let's move on. Moving on to the approval of the public meeting agenda. A motion is in order.
Mr. Chairman,
Ms. Williams,
I move that the Prince William County School Board approve the public meeting agenda as recommended.
do I have a second?
You have a second?
Thank you, Ms. Ralston. Any discussion? Okay, let's move forward. Please vote.
The vote is 7 yes, 1 absent. Latif, motion passed.
Thank you, Ms. Simpson. Now we're on to the adoption of the consent agenda. Moving on, a motion is in order.
Mr. Vice Chairman,
Ms. Williams,
I move that the Prince William County School Board approve the public meeting consent agenda as recommended.
thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Ms. Jessie,
I second.
thank you. Any discussion? Mr. Deutsch,
Chairman, I've got a question for Mr. Manis on item 13.02.
Mr. Manis.
Hi, good afternoon.
How you doing, sir?
Good, thanks.
Awesome. So can you walk us through what the audit plan is for this year and what we're going to be addressing?
Okay, so we're going to be looking at 29 site visits. That'll be 29 school sites actually going on site, looking at cash receipts, purchase cards, time of leave, typical financial high-risk areas. In addition to that, there's a fraud, waste, and abuse hotline, which we never know what may happen through the course of the year, but that is something that we look at on an annual basis. As far as the other audits that are concerned that are listed here, the first is a review of our debt service process. We're introducing some new processes, and so Department of Finance asked that I take a look at that later in the year after those new processes have been put into place to see that they're working effectively and that the controls are there that they wanted to make sure that they're working right. So we will be looking at that. The next area was involving with student learning, and that was at the request of Dr. Waltz. There's been many changes in our policies over the past several years that is relating to compliance with teacher grading, homework, technology. So we're wanting to get teacher feedback, parent feedback to see how well those policies are working and what kind of information that we get back from them that may be beneficial to the administration. In addition to that, there's some initiatives that are underway. There's new guidelines being recommended for PTAs, PTOs, boosters, also credit card programs, and our continued Kronos implementation. So I'll be assisting in those areas, just providing guidance with finance and other departments as they go through those implementations for any feedback that may be helpful to them.
Excellent.
And that's it.
Awesome. I definitely appreciate it, and I think there's a lot to keep digging into in terms of what we're auditing and what we're doing. I don't expect the auditor is going to be the most popular person in most popular position out there, and it probably shouldn't be. But I've gotten a lot of feedback from different schools at different levels, particularly in terms of bookkeepers, that they don't feel. I've gotten reports of bookkeepers basically being left in tears after audits happen, and having a hard time in terms of bookkeeper retention, hiring bookkeepers through this process. So please keep that in mind. Audits aren't going to be popular, but we should be able to do them with tact and all work together.
Absolutely. That is one of our concerns as we go into each review. We have a very extensive communication process for what the process looks like.
Sure.
How that the bookkeeper goes through it. Any recommendations that are made, we get feedback from them, the principal, from their associate superintendent, from their deputy superintendent. There's always more than one way to reach a goal.
Sure.
So we're always open to that input and give them that flexibility. And in the end, internal audit just makes recommendations, and it's actually up to the school and to administration for any action that they do or do not take.
Yep.
Well, I have a question for you, sir. Have there been any roadblocks over the last year of anything that you would deem as a roadblock for doing your internal audits at these site-based places?
No, nothing that has been out of the ordinary. There's always schedule changes or things that happen, and we try to be really flexible with those things. Things happen that are outside of everyone's controls. My experience has been that most people are very cooperative, and I hear what you're saying, Mr. Deutsch, but I get emails from principals and bookkeepers on a regular basis thanking me for coming out. That it's been very helpful for them. Many times it's things that they don't know, or things that were miscommunicated, or things that we're not clear on, and that they're seeking information, that they're seeking guidance on. So we're always going with a goal of trying to help, and that's the approach that I take. Am I successful 100% of the time? Being the chief internal auditor, I would think probably not. But I do think we have a very good success rate of that happening. So probably for the one that's unhappy, there's probably 10 that are very happy. That's been my experience, and of course, I may not get all the feedback, obviously, that maybe you may be receiving, but I'm always open to, if anyone has an issue or would like to discuss further, I'm very open for that. But no, I've not received any negative roadblocks or hindrances from administration down. My experience has been very open and a lot of cooperation.
Thank you, Mr. Mans. Any other consent? We vote? Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
The vote is 7 yes, 1 absent. Latif, motion passed.
Thank you, Ms. Simpson. Item number 14, our student representative. During this time on the agenda, the student representative and alternates will speak and have an opportunity to introduce themselves and share their interest. Tonight we have Ms. Eliana Black, our alternate, who will be here and joining us.
Thank you. As he said, my name's Eliana Black. I am a senior at Hilton High School, and I am looking forward to the opportunity to be up here working with not only the students of Prince William County, but also the parents, the teachers, and everyone involved to make Prince William County the best it can be. Thank you.
Outstanding. Okay. Good. All right, 15, citizen comments. Moving on to our citizen comments on the agenda and non-agenda items. It looks like that we have 11 people that have signed up in advance and 4 people that signed up at the door. Everyone that signed up in advance will have a chance to speak. We have plenty. Okay, so we'll be fine with that. Okay, everyone will speak. You will have 3 minutes to speak, and the clerk will keep time. The lights on the monitor will indicate your progress. The yellow light will signify that you should sum up your position. Red indicates your time is up and you should stop. Please use proper decorum and manners while at the podium. If you do not do so, you will be asked to step aside. Please give your name and address for the record when you approach the podium. I'm going to call up we'll do the first 7 speakers in order. So Miss Christy Wyatt, Jalen Wyatt, Gianna Jurek, Elizabeth Johnson, Aaron Merrill, Charles Ronco, and Tiziana Bottino. And those are our first 7, and we will start with you, Miss Wyatt. Your time, go ahead, is starting.
Good evening, board members, Prince William County citizens, and students that are watching, teachers, and other parents. I'm actually here today on a good note. It's December, and it's time of giving season, and I just want to give some positive accolades to some of your employees. Now, January, I will continue the saga of the high school superintendent. But this month, I just really want to thank some of the employees that have been doing their jobs and doing other people's job, and doing their job and other people's job is a lot of work, and I just think they need to be recognized. So, from Student Support Services, the director, Rebecca Slater, is she here? Rebecca, this lady, she runs a first-class operation. All of her people are professional. They talk to parents professionally. They do thorough investigations, and they don't try to cover up anything. They don't sweep anything under the rug. And it's not like they're trying to protect the Prince William County School. They're actually here to protect the students first, and they also protect the school and ensure that all come together, all are safe, in a safe place, and basically everyone's happy. And I just like the way that this lady runs her operation. She has a person under her also named Richmond Hill. This man is first class. I've dealt with him on many occasions. He's always very professional, because sometimes parents, we can be, hard to deal with at times. But I just really want to thank Mr. Richmond Hill, because he's a first-class act. OSMAP, that team there, they are very good as well. They don't cover up anything. When things happen, they also do thorough investigations. They don't just take the principal side. They just don't take the teacher's side of things. They do really good investigations. And lastly, I want to thank the information technology people, because when I had the transcript issue, they were the first ones that came on board and recognized when I did my own thorough investigation, because I got an IT background as well. They didn't cover anything up. They told me exactly what the issues was and the problems were. And then the support services group also recognized that was the problem, and they provided a resolution. So I just want to thank those departments. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wyatt. Mr. Wyatt.
Hello, everyone. Since it is the Thanksgiving season, or just was the Thanksgiving season and now the Christmas season, I would like to show thanks and a gift of gratitude towards 5 wonderful teachers. First, I would like to thank Mr. Joseph Batente and Mr. Joel Shapiro. Thanks for always pushing me to believe in myself, no matter the circumstances and despite what anyone else says. It is this attitude and something that you guys, along with my mom, have taught me, and something that I try to implement in my everyday life. It is you 3 that have encouraged me to seek an appointment to the United States Air Force Academy. Ms. Krall, thank you for being one of the most kind and understanding people that I've ever met, and your positive energy is both infectious and encouraging. I've seen Ms. Krall spark my peers' interest in furthering their education, and these are kids that didn't want to go to college and didn't believe in themselves to succeed in that environment. Also, I would like to thank you because you're one of the only people that encouraged me to pursue my dreams of becoming an F-22 Raptor pilot. Mr. Kornbach, I would like to say thank you for your sunny disposition for which it has gotten me through tough times. Mr. Kornbach is the one that got me through my traumatic experiences from my freshman year because at the time I wasn't really enthusiastic about school. Ms. Lamb, I would like to say thank you for not giving up on me in pre-calculus and always pushing me to strive to do my best, and for always being there if I need anything. I'd like to also say thanks because all 5 of your tremendous encouragement and recommendations have gotten me to be able to receive a congressional nomination to the United States Air Force Academy. Go Air Force, be Navy.
Thank you, Jalen. Nice holiday tie. Gianna Jurek. No Gianna tonight. Elizabeth Johnson.
Hello and good evening. My name is Elizabeth Johnson and I'm a senior at Patriot High School. My address is on file. Thank you, members of the school board and Superintendent Waltz, for allowing me to speak today. I appreciate your time. I've come to you today to speak about fossil-free and net zero schools in alliance with Mothers Out Front. The climate crisis is the biggest challenge we face today. Catastrophic hurricanes, floods, and sea level rise threaten civilization and humanity as we know it. According to a UN report on climate released in 2018, we only have 11 years to prevent irreversible damage from climate change. We must drastically cut our greenhouse gas emissions. As a young person, it is an understatement when I say that I am worried about my future. My peers and I often find it impossible to not agonize about the state of our planet while trying to complete homework or concentrate during school hours. I've spent dozens of hours this year making petitions, calling and emailing representatives, attending climate strikes, and campaigning on social media. I should not have to balance completing college applications with trying to save humanity. If the school board were to commit to carbon neutrality, it would give us hope to the future. Fairfax County has listened to their student activists and has committed to installing solar panels on their schools and county facilities. Arlington has committed to 100% clean energy by 2035. I ask that you commit to invest in new school plans for net zero buildings by 2020, have a school blueprint completed by 2021, and retrofit existing schools to be net zero. As the people who have the political power to make decisions, you have a moral and ethical responsibility to do something. Change must happen. What choice are you going to make? Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Miss Erin Merrill. Mr. Ronco, are you guys doing this together?
Yes, we are.
So 3 minutes combined?
We're going to try.
Okay,
We're teachers, we can do it.
good. Go ahead, guys.
Just wanted to say, my name is Charles Ronco. My address is on file on the record, and this is Miss Erin Merrill, and she will take the podium.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I'm here with Mr. Ronco to represent the Prince William Education Association as we thank 3 dedicated members of the school board, and we wanted to take a few minutes and honor their service to the board, the PWCS staff, and most of all, the students. I'll start with Mr. Deutsch. I'll admit I was a bit nervous first meeting him as he joined the school board with little experience in public schools. However, he quickly showed that he was driven to learn about the issues in the system, the policies and budget process, and how he could be involved in as many schools as possible. Most importantly, he showed that he was willing to reach out and ask for community and staff input every time a major decision came his way. When I began advocating the board on behalf of Pennington School to be integrated into someone's official magisterial district as the only Prince William County school not in Prince William County, Mr. Deutsch was the first one to volunteer to bring us into Coles. While we ultimately ended up in Brentsville, I will always appreciate your willingness to volunteer. PWEA has appreciated the proactive and enthusiastic conversations with Mr. Deutsch. He has always listened and is often the one to initiate the conversation looking for suggestions. Thank you for your service. Ms. Satterwhite, I'll just add briefly, because I know Mr. Ronco has a lot to say, that it has been an honor and a joy working with you. You have been an active participant in school and community activities, not just in your district, but across the county. Thank you for giving the county your time and your heart.
Mr. Deutsch, I would be remiss to not throw in my 2 cents. Throughout the time that I've known you, you have been nothing but honorable, respectable, and accessible. I can't say enough in the 1 minute and 3 seconds that I have left, but I have to say that you've been a friend. Thank you. Ms. Satterwhite, your voice has been heard through math investigations in the very beginning, through your work through the special education department, and your advocacy for mental health from the very beginning and up until now. I will say, you've been an inspiration, and I'm very thankful. Mr. Trenum, you have accepted me into your house. You have listened to me. You have sought out my guidance from time to time, and I have been very thankful for the fact that you have been nothing but a friend, not only to me, but to the Prince William Education Association, to the families and the parents of Prince William County. We've done a lot of work together. You've, through school social workers, Ombudsman, all the way to school security, I have to say thank you. And I would like to present, on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Prince William Education Association, a plaque for each of you that says, "An Optimus Fortuna Desiderati Protest," which means, even in the best of luck, you will be missed. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Merrill, Mr. Ronco. Tiziana.
Good evening, board members. First of all, I want to thank the wonderful Elizabeth, students from Patriot High School, for speaking up in favor of fossil-free net zero schools. And I want to stress the importance of listening to our students and let them know that us adults are here to protect their well-being and their future. I also wanted to say congratulations to those of you who will be returning next year, and to those who won't be back, thank you for your service and efforts to improve our schools and educational system. I wanted to also say that PWCS has wonderful staff. In particular, I'd like to commend Associate Superintendent for Support Services, Al Cherokee, and his energy team for hearing us out and for their dedication to increase energy efficiency in our school buildings. Also, many thanks to Associate Superintendent for Finance and Risk Management, Mr. Wallingford, for doing his best to make every penny count when budgeting for the school system many needs. Although your staff does everything they can within their roles, they can only do so much if they don't hear directly from you. How much progress is made to make our school net zero and fossil-free will depend exclusively on your guidance and direction and how you prioritize it. For example, in PWCS budget manual, it's written that the budget process objectives are dynamic. They're reviewed annually to make sure they correspond with the strategic plan. As you work on your current review of the strategic plan, which as of right now does not include sustainability efforts, I ask you to include and prioritize a dedicated effort to make our school buildings net zero, so the budget process objectives would have to be modified to reflect the change. We're also asking for you to formally introduce an RFP by 2020 to invest in net zero building designs for every new school building and utilize the many readily available financial mechanisms, such as power purchase agreements, to incorporate solar panels and geothermal wells in every new school building. Other counties, as previously stated by Elizabeth, are ahead of us in these efforts, and it only makes sense for us to finally join them. I would love to meet with each and every one of you to discuss further in depth how our schools and children can benefit from being fossil-free. We hope to see some concrete action being taken in the coming year, especially in light of recent new findings from the United Nations. which concluded that the world has squandered so much time mustering the action necessary to combat climate change that rapid, unprecedented cuts in greenhouse gas emission offer the only hope of averting an ever-intensifying cascade of consequences. For any hope of success, emissions must begin falling by almost 8% each year, beginning 2020, a rate which currently nowhere in sight. Schools in the U.S. emit as many greenhouse gases each year as 18 coal-fired power plants. I'm asking you to help our school to end their contributions to such emissions, which harm our planet, our children, and their prospect for a livable future. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiziana. Our next set of speakers, Jennifer Gilly, Cozy Bailey, Swen Wiggins, Nicole Eichhoff, Shannon, I think it's handwriting Louisa, Jasmine Chopak, Mr. Jesse, Aurora Hurtado, Jennifer Gilly, not here. Reverend Cozy Bailey.
Thank you. Before you turn on the timer, I just want to say, young man, you know the Navy beat Air Force this year, right? Okay, all right. Go Navy! Beat everybody. Okay, with that out of the way. Good evening. Vice Chairman Wilk, members of the board, Dr. Waltz, and all the associate superintendents. As Justin said, my name is Cozy Bailey. I'm the current president of the Prince William branch of NAACP. I live in the Potomac District, and my address is on file. I stand before you this evening to talk about mandates, so let me just get into it. As I understand it, Mr. Jason Eldridge, the current activities director at Woodbridge Senior High School, has stated on more than one occasion that he had a mandate to clean up the actions and/or the practices of the football program at Woodbridge Senior High School, or at least words to that effect. Now, the parents of the students of that football team have reported to me that in the execution of this so-called mandate, that Mr. Eldridge has alienated their children and alienated them through a variety of insulting statements, aggressively demeaning behavior, and even claiming falsely that he is the arbiter of transfer requests to the school. The reason for my appearance this evening is this. Mr. Eldridge went further in his aggressive and abrasive behavior by using a universally recognized racial invective. You can all go back to where you came from. Now, I'm told that the school officials have defended Mr. Eldridge by stating that he didn't mean to use that phrase as a racial epithet. You know, I asked you a rhetorical question, Dr. Waltz. How can you take the position that the use of a universally recognized and well understood racial insult shouldn't be taken as just that, a racial insult? How can you excuse this man telling teenagers, most of them who were people of color, that the same term that people of color heard in this county in 2007, when Prince William County became a national symbol of intolerance, is okay to use today? How can you trivialize the sensitivities of their parents, who even more keenly are aware of the subtle delivery of racially insensitive words? Words always matter. I and the parents know that this board does not have the authority to deal with personnel matters. I understand that. But Dr. Waltz, you do have that authority. You, with the support of this board, have a real mandate. You have the mandate delineated in your own mission statement to provide a world-class education, which in part means providing for the emotional needs of all students. Allowing this man to remain in his position contributes to the shattering of these students emotionally. You have the mandate to live up to your vision statement, which promises an education that is individualized. What that means, Dr. Waltz, and all you associate superintendents sitting around this room, is that you promise to be responsive to the needs of the students. The response they need to know is that they're respected individually and collectively, no matter the color of their skin, no matter if they decide to exercise their right to transfer to a school outside of the district in which they live, and no matter what this activities director thinks about his self-determined mandate. Woodbridge High School deserves better. He must be removed. And all of you need to be responsive to your true mandate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend Bailey. Ms. Wiggins.
Good afternoon. Good evening. My name is Swanell Wiggins, and my address is on file. As children, whenever someone said something mean and degrading, we would respond with, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." As adults, we know that words do hurt. But when hurtful words that come from a school official are directed at children, it is unacceptable. I have stood before you now for the past 2 school board meetings, asking for the removal of the Director of Student Activities at Woodbridge Senior High School, as he is the school official that used the racially undertoned language towards students. I have called the Deputy Superintendent's office and did not receive a return call. I have sent emails to Principal Abney that have been acknowledged by her as a formal complaint, and I am still awaiting an update. Even though Regulation 738-1 states that the complainant is to be contacted within 10 days. The perception is now that the superintendent and Prince William County Schools condones school officials speaking to students with racial undertones. It also seems that the actions are only taken when certain people complain. Are you hoping that the situation will magically disappear? Please know that it will not. Since there has been no action on your part, the NAACP, Virginia Department of Education, U.S. Department of Education Civil Rights Division, and the Prince William County Human Rights Office have been contacted and have been made aware of this injustice. Dr. Waltz, since the board does not deal with personnel issues, I charge you to stand on the side of righteousness for our children. In the Bible, Psalms, the 82nd chapter, the 1st and 2nd verses reminds us that God stands in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among gods. How long will ye judge unjustly and accept the persons of wicked? We will not accept your silence any longer, for your silence is a sign that you accept this injustice. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wiggins. Nicole Eichhoff. Nicole? Oh, there you are.
All right, I have someone with me. I'm Nicole Eichhoff. My address is on file. My daughter is Amalia Pagan Eichhoff. I'm also here with Mothers Out Front, and we're here to talk a little bit about what schools are. Schools are monuments of the future. We are literally sending our children there every single day into those buildings to educate them about how to be leaders in the future. And it is very confusing to me that we have language in the Prince William County School website that talks about the importance of offsetting carbon and becoming carbon neutral. Those words were actually in the actual website. And then when I was speaking several weeks ago, I mentioned that particular phrase, and it was removed from the website. It has since been replaced, and thank you for that. But it's scary to me that our language is not even more specific, that it is not stronger, and that it does not reflect any actual goals at all. We are here to help you, to educate you, to help you organize, to do anything that you'd like, to let us help you to make the schools of Prince William County to be, we would like them to be carbon-free, which means that we don't use fossil fuels. Fossil-free schools means that we actually take the steps towards having more efficient buildings and using non-carbon sources of energy. This can happen in the future. There is a possibility. And our children would
very much like to go to schools like this. I think that it would send a message to them of hope and resilience. We heard from Elizabeth tonight, who was so brave to come up here and talk to you. And unfortunately, more and more students are taking it upon themselves to be the advocates for their own future. And that's why we mothers are here, to help them, to help you, to help them. Thank you very much. I saw your faces earlier when we were talking about how soon we want these things to happen and how much we want them to happen. And I know that it can be overwhelming to say, oh, well, we can't solve climate change here in Prince William County. But we can build monuments here to show that we care about their future, and the schools are a great place to start. Thank you.
Thank you. Miss Louisa? I apologize if okay.
Good evening. My name is Shannon Louisa. My address is on file. Thank you for allowing me the time to speak this evening. I am beyond words at what has conspired and frankly appalled at the disregard by administration of our concerns as parents. I was notified in the one-on-one with Ms. Abney that she is hoping with time this will more or less blow over. It's not blown over and needs to be addressed. There has been no concern for the mental health of our boys at such a radical change in their daily routine and to bear witness to their coaching staff being forced out. My son in 11 years has never told me he does not like school. He is a good student and does well, and for him to inform me last week he feels uncomfortable in the Woodbridge environment and doesn't want to be there is a huge red flag for me. It is not just about the Twitter comments. This began from the moment Mr. Elridge was hired. At each home game, he was on the field arguing, ready to throw fists with the coaches. For one, what great sportsmanship to show the students. Second, they're coaching a game. I would like to know what was so important that it couldn't wait until the end. This shows the blatant disregard for the coaches, students, and the community. To exhibit such hostility towards the staff at the beginning of his career at Woodbridge also showed his intentions. Ms. Abney witnessed these arguments at the games, and again, just as in the Twitter incident, did nothing. There have been no repercussions or attempts to apologize or even bring the parents and players together. This shows a lack of leadership of the administration. Regarding the Twitter rants, these are teenage boys learning about social media and the impact it can have on their lives with the wrong words. Shame on Mr. Elridge. A person that is in his position should know better than to engage in the rantings of teenage boys that are confused, angry, and ultimately scared and sad. Where was the compassion or empathy an educator that works with our children should possess? The comments on Twitter was another example of his intentions to push the coaching staff out. Who cares about the family and community that has been built? Who cares about our boys that work hard to maintain their grades? And Coach Wortham works to help maintain those grades with ensuring students get the necessary assistance. Who cares that when the season ends, to keep our children off the streets, the coaching staff dedicate their time to any students at Woodbridge, football player or not, to work out in the off-season? Who cares these boys on Friday nights put their blood, sweat, and tears into playing for a coach they believe in? We, the parents and community, care. For administration and Mr. Elridge not to care is negligent. At this point, the only outcome that would suffice is the removal of Mr. Elridge. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Ms. Louisa. Ms. Shopak?
Good evening, board members. My name is Jasmine Shapak. My address is on file. I come before you again for the second time with a request not to go to the obvious and ask for the removal of Jason Eldridge. I'm asking you to please put a 547 signature petition, 274 handwritten old school petition signatures from community members, many of them middle-aged white men from Wegmans, from Safeway, who we handed the huddle message that Jason Eldridge sent out on a public forum. I watched them adjust their glasses and, who did this? Is this a teacher? Why is he talking to, hand me that paper. So they care, like I think that you care. 273 signatures online on change.org in a matter of 4 days. We are asking you to place the petition on the agenda at the January school board meeting. We are requesting that you speak. I don't like one-sided communication. I myself stood out in the cold after working 2 jobs on November 5th, and I elected some of you. Those of you I didn't elect, I couldn't because you weren't an option. I'm part of the Occoquan district. But I believe that you care, and your silence is sending a message to approximately 500 voters that you support the way that this faculty member spoke to my son, to their sons. And my son is right there. And I don't think you want to send that message to him. So Dr. Waltz, I think that you have done great things. I would hate if somebody who was on my team made a mistake, and that's a reflection that Jasmine doesn't do her job and that she doesn't care. But I'm trying to tell you that that's the message that we are getting. And you're the person that affects personnel matters. I don't want to see a man lose his job and lose his livelihood. But 42 players are worried about their welfare. I happen to have a few degrees. I owe a lot of student loans. My son breaks his bones, his bodies. He meets my requirements. He's an honor roll student, and his recruitment is compromised because Jason Eldridge does not know tact. He does not know how to treat others with respect, whether they're transfer students or not. So I'm asking, maybe he can be employed, no malice, but he cannot and should not hold that position. But if he's allowed to stay, what will happen is for the people who are not Jasmine Shaypox and Swanell Wiggins and Tasha Gillespie's and Kim Campbell's who are going to go to the polls and vote, they're going to vote for school board members who hold you accountable, and they're not going to renew your contract.
Thank you, Ms. Shaypak. Mr. Jesse. And following him will be our last speaker, Ms. Hurtado.
Good evening. My name is Richard Jesse. My address is on file. And yes, I can walk without a cane, but my wife won't let me at this point. You know, I think this is the 5th or 6th time I've been up here and I've been talking about Woodbridge High School. We have been asking for an investigation, and we've been asking for someone to look into it. The parents are not getting feedback from the staff, and, you know, I don't know what to say. It's just like, yeah, it's no big thing, let's forget about it, or let's do something behind the scenes. But the parents deserve investigation. I talked about the ombudsperson. I just recently found out that there is another office called the Ethics and Compliance office here. And you know, as a part of the NAACP, we are going to encourage people to file their complaints. I understand that's the office where they can file complaints, and we're going to encourage them to file complaints there. But it's time for the school board to do something. This is the last meeting for 3 of you. Understand that, and there's a new board coming up. And I hope something is done in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jesse. Ms. Hurtado.
Good evening, I'm Aurora Hurtado. My address is on file with the clerk, and here we are at our last meeting of the year. Before I move to my prepared remarks, I do share the excitement for Garfield getting 2 new programs next year, but I can help wonder, when is Woodbridge getting one? The last time we had a change to our programs was in 2016 when we lost our performing arts program, and we haven't had an academic program added to our school. So I would really appreciate you all looking into it for us to get a new academic program. Like I said, what I had prepared, it was just to take this opportunity to recognize your work and dedication for our schools in the past year. I can't believe it was less than a year ago that some of you were driving through our neighborhoods looking for solutions for the elementary school boundary process that was going on. There has been so much work done since then that it feels like it was years ago. But our appreciation for those of you who listened and who seek to understand is still here. Thank you. It was also not long ago that we were getting the exciting news about the new field for Woodridge and Garfield High Schools, and I hope it's not too long before we get to celebrate their much-needed renovations, including classrooms with natural light, but I digress. I just want to sincerely thank each and every one of you. I recognize that throughout this year we were not always in agreement, but even those disagreements helped me try to see issues from different perspectives so we can be better prepared to present issues looking from a different lens, and we can be better advocates for our schools. So thank you. To those of you who are not returning, thank you for your hard work. We wish you the best on your future endeavors. And to those of you who are returning, we will be here, looking for ways to ensure that all our students have access to world-class education in an equitable way, safe and free from hostility. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Ms. Hurtado. That concludes citizen comment time. Thank you. We are now moving on to our superintendent's time. Dr. Waltz, it is now your moment to shine.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Wilkes and the rest of the board. Happy to announce that 71 schools in Prince William County have earned the 2019-2020 School of Excellence distinction based upon academic performance during the 2018-19 school year. The School of Excellence Award is the highest award bestowed by Prince William County Public Schools. Last year, 56 schools earned the award. Congratulations to our students, teachers, staff members, leadership team, and community for this improvement. We remain committed to continuous improvement for all of our students. A comprehensive list of School of Excellence Award winners can be found on our website at www.pwcs.edu. One of the highlights in my job as superintendent is having the opportunity to witness the amazing talents of our students. I recently had the pleasure of attending 3 outstanding student productions. The Colgan High School Center for the Fine and Performing Arts sold out all of their Clue on stage productions. The lighting and sets were incredible. They had a student director, Jay Carter Williams, who did a fantastic job. Kudos to the cast and crew. I also went to the Misanthrope at Patriot High School by the Patriot High School Players. The period costumes were absolutely elegant. The actors' command of their lines was amazing. Congratulations to Director Catherine Facemeyer and everyone involved in this production. Potomac High School tackled Shakespeare with an updated version of Macbeth under the direction of Taryn Lane and Ednali Figueroa. This tragedy was very well done and even included a very thrilling and suspenseful sword fight. I was continually amazed by the talent demonstrated by our students across the division. I also want to commend the students and staff at both Tyler Elementary and Bull Run Middle School for their cooperation and collaboration this past Monday. We were informed early Monday morning that Tyler Elementary did not have power and was not expected to have power for most of the day. Bull Run Middle School generously opened up space to accommodate the students from Tyler. Despite the inconvenience, the students and staff from both schools cooperated to ensure the elementary students were fed and well taken care of during the school day. I sincerely appreciate the collaboration on behalf of our students. Tonight's meeting marks the last of 3 of our school board members, Mrs. Satterwhite, Mr. Trenham, and Mr. Deutsch. I want to personally thank each one of them for their countless hours of service to our students, our staff, and our community. I appreciate your dedication to improving the educational experiences for our students and for your commitment to our community. I wish each and every one of you the very best in your future endeavors. This meeting is also the last meeting before our holiday break. In closing, as the winter break nears, I wish everyone a wonderful and safe holiday season. I hope our staff members enjoy their time off, spending quality time with their families and getting some rest. I also wish our staff, students, and their families best wishes for the new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Waltz. We will move on to item number 17, board matters. First item is for information only. It is a report to the school board on the school board county joint CIP committee led by Ms. Williams. This is some,
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. We haven't had a meeting since then, so there's nothing to report.
outstanding. Great. Those are the best meetings. Okay, 17.2. This item is on for action, the approval of guidelines for the Office of Ombudsman.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I move that the Prince William County School Board review and approve the recommended guidelines for the Office of the Ombudsman as provided by Policy 180, Office of the Ombudsman.
Okay, do I have a second?
Mr. Chair, a second.
Ms. Williams seconds. Do we have any discussion? Ms. Jessie?
Is there someone here?
Yes, Ms.
Hi, how are you doing? Geez, good seeing you again. I noticed that there are quarterly reports, and that there are quarterly reports to the superintendent and his staff, and that there are quarterly reports to the board. What will those reports look like, just in general?
Certainly. So the quarterly reports will include information about the types of issues that are coming into the Ombuds office, protecting the anonymity of the visitors. They will also include the numbers of visitors who are coming to the office. They will include trends that have been recognized by the office, and then it will also include outreach activities that the Ombuds office has engaged in during that quarter.
Could you just walk me through, not for my sake, but for those persons watching and those persons in the audience, what happens when a person comes to you and the type of complaints, or for lack of a better word, that you receive in your office?
Certainly. So a variety of people have contacted the Office of the Ombudsman since August, when we began. And what happens when someone contacts the office is that I go over with them that the school board has created this office to be a place where any community member, parent, employee, student can come and discuss any kind of division-related concern. I operate in accordance with the International Ombudsman Association's Code of Ethics, so everything that happens in the office is confidential, and I don't tell anyone who comes to see me, and unless I have explicit permission to do so. The only exception to that is if there's a risk of harm, and I am a mandated reporter. Second, I'm impartial. I don't take sides. I help people identify their options for resolving those concerns, and I help them analyze those options so they can make the best decision for themselves about how to proceed. Additionally, I'm informal, so in identifying those options, some of the options that we identify are formal complaint processes that the people may avail themselves, that the visitors may avail themselves of. I don't get involved in taking formal complaints or conducting formal investigations, but I provide people with information so they're able to access those processes. And finally, I tell them that I'm independent, that I report to the superintendent and the school board, and that I collect data so that I can share that information, protecting their anonymity, so that the organization has information about the types of issues and conflicts that are going on within the organization, and then can make decisions about whether or not preventions or improvements can be put into place.
So what type of report is returned to the individual who comes to your office? Do they get a follow-up from you to say, I've presented this and this is a reaction, what happens at that level?
So if someone gives me permission to reach out and contact someone within the administration in order to attempt to resolve or make the administration aware of a particular concern, I let the individual know that I'm not going to be able to repeat back to them what the conversations that I have with anyone else, but that where I have permission, I will get back to them and let them know what, if anything, I have to report back.
I want to reference page 2, item 4, Roman numeral 4, data collection. I just need some clarification. You said the Office of Ombudsman does not maintain records identifying visitors on behalf of the division. Could you explain a little bit of that? And also the action, A, that's A and B. B talks about demographics. Could you, in layman's terms, kind of run over that for me? Thank you.
Certainly, thank you. So I don't keep records on behalf of the division that would identify my visitors, and I don't do that very purposely and in accordance with best practice, so that my visitors remain anonymous and their confidentiality isn't violated. So I have a numeric code that I use.
Oh, you,
to
okay.
categorize
I
visitors.
was just, okay. Thank you. That makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. The demographic aspect.
So here, this provision really is to clarify that the Ombuds Office will have access to the division's data in terms of demographics, so that when I'm compiling my reports, I'm able to identify if specific groups or types of visitors are coming to the office, that there might be a trend, there might be a particular concern amongst particular groups coming to the office.
So you're looking at whether or not African Americans versus Caucasian, that type of...
Yeah, race, ethnicity, generation.
Okay.
Gender.
All right. Can I ask how many, if it's not confidential, how many complaints or individuals have come to you since you've been here in August?
More than 50.
Wow. Well, Mr. Trenum is working. Thank you very much. Those are all the only questions that I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jessie. Mr. Trenum?
Thank you, Mr. Wilk. More than 50, great. Like I said, I'm excited. It took several years, but we got there. So just for clarification, so on these guidelines, you put them together, you were the primary author of these, correct?
Yes.
So then I assume it's safe to say that you feel like you can work and do your job effectively within the constraints of the guidelines and with the constructs that we have right here.
I do, and I think that they're in accordance with best practice and the International Ombudsman Association's Code of Ethics.
Very good. That's all I wanted to hear. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trenum. Okay, let's go ahead and vote, please.
The vote is 7 yes, 1 absent. Latif, motion passed.
Thank you, Ms. Simpson. We're moving on to 1703, board matters. I asked the board if there's any objection to letting any of the outgoing 3 members extend from 3 to 5 minutes in their farewell potential board matters tonight. No objection? Okay. We will start over at the end of the dais there. Mr. Deutsch, for a last time, at least for a while potentially.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman, and thank you for all of your work. 4 years is a lot of fun, and there have been a lot of incredible memories and a lot of things we've gotten to do. I think at the end of the day, we're all here to be able to help students and to see them succeed. And we may go about that in different ways, but there have been incredible opportunities to do that, incredible times where we've gotten to see that happen. And there have been so many just great times, spending time in the schools, hanging out with students. Whether it's the suicide awareness walk at Forest Park, all the incredible things that Kyle Wilson working to make that school happen, all of the festivals and times where we've seen the firefighters back there. Rosa Parks, I was just reminiscing earlier about a back to school night where a young dad brought his student back to Rosa Parks, and the principal there, Sue Danielson, was his teacher when he was young. And just that sense of community there was incredible. And I remember one of my first introductions to Rosa Parks was when we were going through a boundary meeting, and people were adamant that their kids stay in that school. They loved what was happening there, and they wanted to continue to be part of that. I remember going to Coles Elementary School. Coles, we just celebrated a big anniversary party last year, I believe. And then also just some of the young students in elementary school that are being leaders and stepping up. And when I was over there, we got a tour one time visiting by a couple of students. They were showing me their indoor floral stuff. They've got an incredible even butterfly and vegetable garden out back. So many wonderful things there. Osborne Park, boy, I love that school, and I love Neal Beach. I love all of my principals, but they've got our robotics team does an incredible tournament there. One of the largest robotics tournaments every year there, and that's been fun to see. Also, the robotics team I've gotten to go probably 3 years now for their Christmas party, and we play laser tag and do a white elephant gift exchange, and it's a whole lot of fun with the kids there. Boy, that's just a few. There have been so many just fun times with Hilton. We just had their huge both between their Hall of Fame, and their auto mechanics guy is a hoot. His end of the year awards thing is incredible. But anyway, there have been, and we just had the pregame show for their football game. There've just been so many incredible moments with students, and of course, all of the graduations we absolutely love, whether it's our large high schools or whether it's end of year summer school graduations or whether it's independence non-traditional school. Just seeing all of our students graduate is incredible, and their stories that they tell over the last 4 years. So at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. That's what we're here for. And we've gotten to work with so many people, whether it's in the community. I've worked hard to listen to community members on how we can make their ideas happen. And we've had meetings in coffee shops and IHOP and all kinds of places that have led to policy and regulation changes and boundary plans and all kinds of things. And that kind of community collaboration is incredible. And to everybody here on staff, we've butted heads and had our fun, but we've also gotten a lot done together. And in many ways, our job as school board members, I've said it a number of times, is to be kind of that switchboard operator and connect students with the right staff people. And we've seen incredible results as we've done that for students. So there's going to be a lot of memories. And thank you all for the honor of serving for the last 4 years. Thank you, my fellow board members. We've had a lot of fun together. Thank you, Superintendent. And most of all, thank you to the community for the honor and for the collaboration. And let's all continue to make the world a better place wherever we can.
Thank you, Mr. Deutsch. Ms. Williams.
Thank you, Vice Chair. First, sorry for my coughing outburst earlier. I was coughing, and then our lovely media production people rescued me with a cough drop, and my talented self managed to choke on that. So, excuse me for that, but I just want to say to our outgoing board members, it's been a pleasure and an interesting experience. We've served on some boards together. Ms. Satterwhite, the governor's school, it's always had some really fantastic ideas, and the opposite side of the coin perspective from mine, which has been great because it's what we need to continue to work effectively. And Mr. Trenum, as I have said many, many times, I'm going to miss you dearly during budget time. It is my absolute favorite time of the year to work with you. It's like you light up like a Christmas tree. It seems to be your specialty, and I will definitely miss that so much. Mr. Deutsch, we've managed to bond a little bit over baseball and Star Wars and policy. It's just something that doesn't get mentioned often, but your love of policy and your knowledge of putting together policy has been a value add for our board. Change is always hard. I look forward to working with the new elected officials on the board, and as always, it's a sad time of reflection when we have outgoing members. Yes. In the meantime, though, I hope that everyone has a good holiday season, that we're all reminded of the many blessings that we each have, and maybe take some time out to share those with others. Often we have students who are without over the holiday season, so this will be my first year doing Santa Cop this weekend, but it's always nice to give back. Speaking of which, I know that there's an ongoing campaign for our lunch debt, which seems to be the topic not only in Prince William County, but nationwide. And there's some great organizations out there that are giving back to not only Prince William County students, but students across the country. It's a wonderful thing to be discussing this time of year, and I hope that we continue to do that all year round. In other news, I just want to congratulate Freedom Football Team for making it as far as they did. I know they worked their hearts out and lost that last game, and I neglected to mention their achievements at the last board meeting, so I wanted to make sure that I gave them a shout out. I also want to give Marumsco Hills a shout out. I'll have an upcoming board brief, and I know they're having a literacy night tomorrow night. Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend, but they are doing fantastic things over there. And again, thank you to Kilby. I went on another field trip with them with students to the Natural History Museum, and they are doing great things over there with the 21st Century Grant. So I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday, and thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Ms. Jessie?
Good evening. First of all, I want to make an announcement. KPAC is a theatrical group and has a partnership with Cogan High School, and there was a play there, of course, The Courageous Four. But on Friday night at 7:30, there will be their production of The Black Nativity will take place at 7:30, and this is for the first time they're going to be in the main hall. So I would like for people to attend that. At my last meeting, I had a special tribute to Woodbridge High School, and it was to all the wonderful things that I've seen at that high school during my tenure here, and it really did change when Ms. Abney came to that school. But I also met some other people there, including Coach Wortham and also Mr. Washington. And Mr. Washington, Coach Wortham introduced me to football, and I was going to these football games and missing my instant replay, trying to be a good sport. But Mr. Washington talked about his girls' basketball team, and he has retired. And so the last meeting, I did not have a picture of that team, and I wanted to put that on display. I think we have a photo of that. These girls were state champions, and the coach is Tamika Dudley. Unfortunately, we lost her also. She was offered a coaching position at the infamous Sidwell Friends, the school the United States President's children attend. Her daughter will be a student at the school also, and a phenomenal basketball player, I'm told. The next photo I want to show is the Under Armour. Do we have that? Okay. The Under Armour High School All-American Games is a high school football all-star game and will be held on January 2nd in Orlando, Florida. This game is created to spotlight the nation's top high school seniors. The school the game is sponsored by Under Armour and enjoys a national audience thanks to the broadcast partnership with ESPN. We are very fortunate and blessed to learn that our previous coach, Mr. Gary Wortham, was selected to be one of the coaches. And in addition, two Woodbridge High School players, Antoine Samver and R.J. Adams, have been invited to play. In addition, we just learned that the Under Armour Committee has selected Woodbridge High School in a contest that was nationally recognized, and this was a social media contest. With this, Woodbridge High School received the following: a bundle tickets for their school to attend the 2020 Under Armour All-American Game at Campton Woods Stadium in Orlando, Florida, and a customized social media graphic that will be shared on the Under Armour All-American Game Twitter, Instagram handles. I would like to just pay a tribute to, my time is up, give me 1 minute, 1 second, not one second, just a little bit more time. I just wanted to honor the coaches and the athletic program at Woodbridge High School. We've been hearing so many things, and I want to honor Mr. Wortham and to say that he is always interested in the academic well-being of the students. And I have personal knowledge of that because in my home, we have 6 or 8 football players where my daughter tutors them on SAT because Mr. Wortham is very adamant about his kids not only playing well, but receiving scholarships. So to Mr. Wortham and to Mr. Washington and to Ms. Dudley and also to Ms. Heather Abney, thank you for all that you've done for Woodbridge High School. And I will say what I said the last time, we want our school back.
Thank you, Ms. Jessie. Ms. Ralston.
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you. Just quickly, I want to say to the 3 most interesting people that I have talked to in a long time are sitting up here with me. And I learned so much. Now, if I could keep up with you in writing, because it comes out kumishimushi or something to that effect. I really appreciate everything that you did when I first arrived, and I thank you very, very much. You didn't let me get in on that trip that you had to Africa, so I worked hard to make sure that you could take that trip. Don't pay attention to the military. I want to speak to my real good friend. You know, we started out kind of bumpy, and only to know that you really get tickled about every little thing. And so I appreciate that very much. But let me say to you, a board, a school board, or a city council, or any other groups, keep in mind that sometimes you might start out with, 3 feet, and instead you find yourself on the right side. And whether you're Democrat or Republican or any other thing you want to be, that's what you get to do, not me. So I'm going to do something I really wouldn't do for you, and that is I apologize. That was a bad time, but it was also a time that was needed. Remember the name of that school before? It became Hampton. So I thank you, and I thank these gentlemen sitting out here who worked real hard with everything that they do, and I appreciate you guys very much. Al, yeah, thank you. That's it. I wish you well.
Thank you, Ms. Ralston. I always look forward to yours. Mr. Trenholm.
Thank you, Mr. Wilk. Ms. Diane, I don't think the Navy really would have been interested in my opinion on who could go with me. But we've got to update the number first here.
Zero.
It's a zero,
All right,
yes.
you made it.
Made it 12 years. So after 12 years, I don't have any great insights to offer. I think people that know me probably know I don't take myself very seriously, but I take what I do extremely seriously. So after 12 years, I think the best thing I can do is just say thank you to a number of people. First off, and I'm going to start with the most important, to my wife, Michelle, and my boys, Cody and Walker. Thank you for all the encouragement and the support over the last 12 years. People don't realize, but this job is demanding, and it's not just demanding on those of us here, it's demanding on the entire family. For all those times when I put board business above family business to my wife, to Michelle, I apologize for that, but thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for unspinning me from the ceiling when I would get worked up, or for listening to my ideas and telling me when they were really stupid and don't go forward with that. Because sometimes we don't get that honest feedback that we need to up here. So I appreciate it, and thank you all so much. To my fellow board members, I actually wrote it down. Over the last 12 years, I have served up here with 18 different board members and one superintendent. So thank you all for your feedback and for your professionalism. And I've always thought that one of the strengths of our board was we have a very diverse set of backgrounds. We all come from different areas. We bring different strengths, different skills, different areas of interest. And I've always felt that was a strength of the board. And but most of all, thank you for your friendship through all of this. To our administrative and support staff, from the superintendent and our senior staff, to the folks that work in this building, to our bus drivers and the cafeteria workers and the facilities folks and the custodial staff. Nobody gives you credit when things go right, but if something goes wrong, you sometimes wind up on the wrong end of that. But you're part of the success of this school division, and I want to thank you for all that you've done. For our staff here, thank you for your patience with my questions and ideas, and for not pushing back too hard when I push kind of hard, because we are going to get that greenhouse. But thank you all for everything you do. For the teachers and our aides and our principals, you're the front lines in this in our activity here. You are the ones that are dealing with the reason. You are the reason why we're here working with these students every day, and everything. The magic happens in the classroom. The magic happens in the school. So everything that we do, it needs to be focused on that goal. So thank you for all you do for our students, for our kids, for the love that you give them, for the time that you spend, not just in the classroom, but after the classroom, on the evenings and on the weekends, and when I've seen you in Panera's grading papers on a Sunday morning or in the summertime. We all know that you spend way more time than what you're just at that in the classroom. And as far as the principals, I've always felt that the principals was the hardest job in the school division. You have to deal with the parent issues and work with the teachers and deal with the kids and work with the administrative staff. And sometimes the principals are trying to protect their teachers from our staff, and sometimes it's vice versa. But it's I think it's the hardest job in the school division, and they just don't get the credit that they deserve for that. And finally, for the parents, the students, and the residents of the Brentsville District. We've been together for 12 years. You've supported me through school openings, and boundaries, and more boundaries, and issues. Supported me through a one-year deployment. Supported me through the loss of a child. I can't thank you enough. just thank you for giving me the honor of representing you these last 12 years. I really appreciate it. It's this is the most frustrating, irritating, and wonderful job that I'll ever have. I will miss it terribly. Thank you.
Ms. Satterwhite?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. And before I get to my comments, Mr. Vice Chairman, thank you for your service in this role for this past year. You've done a great job supporting the board as Vice Chairman, so thank you very much. So 8 years. I have counted it all joy to serve the students, families, and staff members in the Gainesville District and beyond over the last 8 years. For me, this all started years ago when I spoke as a parent, like some of you did tonight, right on the other side of the podium. Except when I got started, it was at the old administration building, and many times the front room would be so full that we'd end up in a back room watching on a small TV monitor. So it's been a long time since I got started with doing this, but it was coming before the board, advocating for my children and for our students that led to like Mr. Trenum said, one of the most amazing and difficult and fulfilling jobs I've ever had. I've enjoyed watching our students learn and grow. The seniors from the class of 2012, from the year I started, are now 25 and contributing. A lot of them are living here, working for PWCS. This year's seniors were in the 5th grade when I joined the school board. So when I say I've watched our students grow, literally it has been a joy to watch our students grow up. I estimate that I've personally watched well over 30,000 of our students walk across the stage at graduations over the past 8 years. I've always said that's the goal, that's the finishing point, and watching our families celebrate at graduation is so much fun because we've worked with their kids and with them to get their kids across that finish line. From chorus concerts, as I went to last night with Handel's Messiah by OP High School, Patriot High School in Brentsville, fabulous performance from concerts to the county arts show, robotics, maker spaces, programs such as welding, culinary, CASET, JROTC, track, and Vobota competitions. It has meant the world to me to support our students and to be there for the programs that have given them the opportunity to shine. I've had the honor of working with and getting to know amazing members of our administration, principals, teachers, and support staff members in the division. I have learned so incredibly much from all of you. Thank you for what you do for our kids day in and day out. You all are a blessing to our families and our students, so thank you. There have been challenges during the 8 years. There have been times of absolutely incredible sorrow, and there have been times of celebration. As a community, we've joined together through all of it. I will miss working with all of you more than I can possibly say. But I promise to stay active in the community because, after all, this is home for me. I'm so thankful for the many friendships that I've made over the last 8 years, including some that started right here in the boardroom. One of the most memorable was a mom who spoke during citizen comment time and shared. She's watching right now. I know she's homesick today. And she shared about her son, who was one of our students, who had died from suicide. She spoke so incredibly bravely and passionately that night, and she stayed to the end of the board meeting, and I was able to meet her and give her a hug right over there. We've been friends ever since that evening, and she is an amazing advocate and resource in the mental health community, and it all really got started when she came here and spoke and shared her heart. Another one of those lifelong friendships was started at a Safe Schools Advisory Council committee meeting when a lady spoke during citizen comment time and asked lots of great questions. This mom is now a force to be reckoned with in Prince William County, bringing together subject matter experts to educate our community on mental health, suicide awareness, addiction, and human trafficking. And these are just two of the examples of the many amazing individuals in our community who work hard advocating for our kids and our families. My last day as a Gainesville District School Board member is December 31st, and until then I'm looking forward to attending events and concerts at several of our schools. Last night's Messiah concert was one of those, and it was absolutely beautiful. Gainesville District is going to be in great hands with Jen Wall, board member-elect, and Jen and I are going to be meeting next week and probably several times as she gets ready to step into the position on January 1st, 2020. Jen, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for allowing me to partner with all of you over the last 8 years to provide opportunities for our students and to always work toward improving our great Prince William County schools. This has been an amazing experience. And of course, I also want to mention my husband and my family. As Mr. Trenum said, Doing this job involves the entire family, and my family has just been up to their ears in school board business for years. And it also helps that my desk is right in the middle of the family, of the house, in the kitchen, and so they've seen my piles. My piles are slowly going down right now. But I couldn't have done it without their support and without the time they have given me to serve all of you. So I thank Doug and Rebecca, Matt, Rachel, Mark, and for all of their support. Bea and Debbie, I want to thank you for your support of the school board all these years. Thank you so much for being there for us, keeping us organized, reminding us what we're supposed to be doing, and responses that are needed back. I really appreciate it. Ms. McGowan, thank you for stepping in and coming to us as our board attorney at a time we really needed somebody to help us out. And between you and the parliamentarian and circumstances, I think I learned more about parliamentary procedure than I ever thought I would learn and ever probably wanted to learn. But that's been one of the joys of the job, was the challenging parts of it and learning how to do the job better. Dr. Waltz, thank you for your leadership. You've been here how many years now? Finishing 15. Thank you for your leadership. And there have been times that we definitely haven't agreed, but there have been times that we've worked together to make good things happen. And one of those is CASIT. I came to you with a problem, and you addressed it immediately and worked with staff to make it happen so that we could keep the IT program and not only keep it, but also get better opportunities for students. So thank you for continuously working to improve Prince William County schools and working with our students. Thank you, everyone, for your support, and God bless you.
Thank you, Ms. Satterwhite. In closing, I always highlight some of the events that I went to. It was a short 2 weeks, so I did have the pleasure of visiting both Henderson and Patty Elementary schools during the school day. A couple nighttime events. Last night, I went to Henderson Elementary STEM night with my youngest. We were supposed to build like a well that holds pennies, and my son made a sword out of straws and tape. Yes. Always ready for battle. We attended Mary Williams, had a great multicultural night a couple weeks ago, right before Thanksgiving. And then I love speaking to our Cub Scouts, and I spoke at Montclair Elementary for PAC 289 the night before Thanksgiving. So a lot of good community events still in a short time frame. It's an honor to serve this night and preside over this meeting. Wishing our colleagues farewell. Mr. Trenum, I honor your steadfast dedication to our country and your service on this board for 12 years. It's not easy. I think it was about a year ago, I think I told you, Ms. Satterwhite, down at VSBA, that I wasn't running again. And crazy how things change, but you mentioned that key thing about family supports, and at that time I didn't think I'd have the buy-in for this, and so down the road when I make that dedication statement for my wife and my kids supporting this, I definitely understand how it is. So, Mr. Trenum, you will be missed during budget season. You're like a budget hawk, and so that will be something we definitely miss. Ms. Satterwhite, your utmost dedication to our schools is truly commendable. Over and over again, people say, you two, meaning you, are at our schools all the time. And so I know you're out there. You've been out there visiting your schools. It's an honor to serve with another fellow special needs parent and advocate. And I always appreciate your ability to listen to all perspectives and all sides. So thank you. Willie, we came in playing laser tag. I missed your birthday party. I apologize. I was out of town when you guys were throwing axes at walls. I'm happy that was probably very therapeutic for you. I thank you for our friendship. And I do have to say, now that you're gone, I am the youngest member on this new school board. So thank you for making me feel a little younger there, Willie. And again, I don't know, Miss Jess's haircut you're sporting is pretty hot, so. And so, anyways, so Mr. Deutsch, thank you again for your friendship and service. There being nothing further to come before this board, this meeting is adjourned. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas.